Hello, hope you're having a good Saturday night. Doing a video of another vinyl edition. It's been about 2 weeks since my last vinyl edition video. I did one for Record Store Day yesterday for Black Friday, but just wanted to make a video showing the stuff I picked up in the last 2 weeks that were non-Record Store Day Black Friday releases. Thank you for all the positive feedback on the Record Store Day Black Friday video. It's really been, aside from my introduction, the most popular video I've done, so I really appreciate the positive feedback. It's sort of what makes you want to do these things. So thank you for that, and I've really been enjoying seeing what other people picked up. That's what sort of makes Record Store Day fun for me, so looking forward to hopefully seeing some more videos of those. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. I'm having a really good one. I actually got to play some music today. Me and my wife played at a wedding today. Did some at a friend's wedding, so that was a lot of fun. And just happy to be here with you tonight. So I'll get right to it. I've picked up a lot of cool stuff in the last 2 weeks. The first thing I'll show, an LP from 2013 that I am absolutely in love with. I have played this album all the way through, probably 10-15 times since I've got it in the mail. It is just phenomenal. It's Folkazoid. This is out on Sacred Bone Records. This is their LP, just simply entitled Number 2. It's 5 tracks total. This is a lot of krautrock influence. I mean, you wouldn't think it's krautrock, but I hear a lot of krautrock type influence on this. Very psychedelic. The beats just sound like something that could be off a Noi album. So I mean, if you're into krautrock or psychedelic music, I highly recommend this album. Got a nice little insert there, and like all Sacred Bones releases, it's done very well. It sounds great wherever they recorded this at and mastered it at. It just sounds phenomenal. Especially just on a big set of speakers, just sounds great. Very trippy, very psychedelic. I can see a lot of people in the VC really loving this album. So, and actually, Sonic Mainliner is the one who turned me on to this. He mentioned this in one of his videos, and I ordered it, and thank you for that. It's very, very good. Highly, highly recommended. Second thing I picked up, Death Grips. No Love Deep Web. This comes, of course, in the black sleeve there. This album, of course, came out last October. Death Grips leaked it, and subsequently got dropped from their label Epic Records. For all of you familiar with that, or if you're not familiar, just simply go to the Wikipedia page for this album. I'm not going to take the album out. I'm going to be respectful in case there are any younger viewers or people that do find the cover art offensive. If you're interested in what the cover art is, again, just go to the Wikipedia page. I don't find it offensive. I see how some people could. So I'll keep it clean here. It comes in this black jacket, and by the way, this is extremely hard to get loose. You can see how hard I had to break it there. It was really a challenge. They really wanted to make sure this was not shown. As far as the actual vinyl release of this, I went to my record store. I knew that this was coming out at a limited run of 1,000 copies, and I did not think my record store would be getting it. It just didn't seem like the type of release they would get. And I went the day it came out, not really even looking for it, and they had 2 copies. So I just picked one of them up. It was $19. I wish I would have gotten 2 of them now, just because it's so rare. And I got home that day, and they're already going on eBay for like $50. When I went back to my record store, it was gone. As far as the actual vinyl release of this, it's okay. It's a very thin cardboard sleeve, LP sleeve. The vinyl itself is pretty thin. I thought it sounded okay. I thought the Money Store release from 2012 sounded better. I don't know if the band is actually just. I think they're putting this out themselves, so maybe they just didn't have the funds to properly do it. Didn't sound bad, but it could have gotten a better treatment. But again, if you're going to put out an album like that with that cover art, obviously is going to have a lot of commercial. It's not going to have much commercial appeal. But kudos to Death Grips to doing what they feel is artistically necessary. Those are the only two newer LP releases I got. I'm going to keep on going. Got a couple albums from one of my favorite post-punk bands, Wire. This is the 1987, I want to say, 1988 LP. A bell is a cup until it's struck. This is an original from 1998 on Mute Records. Sort of, I was going to say late period Wire, but this was actually sort of be mid period Wire, or even early Wire, seeing as how they're still going. This album, you know, it's a very clean copy. Got this used for I think $9. It's got a gatefold cover there with similar cover art there and all the lyrics. Not my favorite Wire album. It's like I said, it's a very nice clean copy. It does sound very good, but I much prefer, you know, 154 Chairs Missing, or obviously Pink Flag to this. It's not bad. It's some of the instrumentation is kind of, I don't want to say cheesy. It's a different sounding album, but got this more for completist purposes. Trying to get the whole Wire discography. With this one, I do like this one better than A Bell is a Cup. This is the ideal copy. This is on Enigma Records, or excuse me, this is actually on Mute as well. A USA copy, or maybe perhaps Enigma is a offshoot of Mute. This is an original. This is I do like this one better. This is from 1987. Predates that. Really nice, clean copy. Sounded great when I put it on. Like that one. Much prefer their earlier stuff to this, but for $8, I'm not gonna let, you know, a Wire album in decent shape sit there. So I would be interested to hear anyone's, you know, in the comments, their opinion of Wire. I know the early albums get a lot of love, but I would be interested to hear your opinions on that era of Wire. One of my favorite bands ever, Silver Jews. This is their 2001 LP, Bright Flight. This is an original on Drag City Records. There's my man David Berman. This sounds great. Actually, there was a little surface noise on this one, but it sounded fairly good. Other than that, there's a spider there in the front. Probably my second favorite LP in the Silver Jews catalog, behind American Water. This was the last one that they made before David Berman really fell in the depths of drug addiction. Here's a nice little insert there that has sort of the studio chart. It says DCB guitar. That's David Berman's guitar channel. This is really good. I've advocated the Silver Jews on this channel before for fans of, you know, singer-songwriter stuff, Bob Dylan, Tallest Man on Earth, Bright Eyes, stuff like that, where if lyrics mean a lot to you, you know, Leonard Cohen, Lou Reed, if you're one of those people that lyrics mean a lot to you, please check this band out. They're very underappreciated in my opinion. Got this for $8. Did not have that, and that is not one that you see very often. I do believe it's still in print though, from Drag City. A couple more used ones. Taj Mahal. This is a debut album this is actually a repressing on Sundays. This is the debut album, I believe, from 1966. Love this album. Really love it. Just from the get-go with the first song, Leaving Trunk, just really sets the tone of this album. It is a mono. It is on mono. A mono copy. It sounds really good. It sounds old when you put it on. It has that old feel to it, even though it's remastered very well. I wanted to say, you know, about the blues. Derek had mentioned something in one of his videos lately, how he's so sick. I'm quoting not exactly, but he's basically just extremely sick of that style of music, with the same chord structures, same progressions over and over, and I really agree with him. If you go through my blues collection, it's probably 4 or 5 albums. I have the Taj Mahal album, I have Mississippi Fred McDowell, I have an Albert King album, I think I have a Charlie Patton album. Very, very few. And I do like the blues. I don't dislike it, but I'm getting to the point in my life where I am very sick of that, same blues progression that's been played a million times over. I'm just tired of it. But there are people. Another blues record I have, one of my favorites, Junior Kimbrough. People like Junior Kimbrough or Taj Mahal, I do like. I do like that energy, the Taj Mahal's voice, his guitar playing. I can't listen to it every day, but it's nice to have in the collection in case you are in that kind of mood. If I do want to listen to blues, I want to listen to someone that does it right, and that was a really awesome. Even though it was a reissue Taj Mahal album, I didn't have it. I like the guy, so I picked that one up. This is Black Sabbath Paranoid. This is an original Green Label. I already had this album, but I did not have an original. So when I saw that it was a Green Label there, I had to pick it up. Of course, on Warner Brothers. Paranoid. We won't spend a lot of time on this one because what can you say? One of my favorite metal albums of all time. I do find this album still just absolutely shocking at the amount of riffs Tony Iommi could put in one song. It's unreal. There'll be like 8 riffs in one song that could all be songs themselves. They're so awesome. I say it before, I'll say it again. Sometimes you catch lightning in a bottle. I don't think they ever really top this for me. This is my favorite one of theirs, and just cool to have an original copy. I already had it, but I see those Green Labels. If it's a decent price, I'm going to pick them up just because of the nerd in myself. Listening to Panda Bears, Tomboy in the background, and drinking New Belgium Accumulation. Highly recommend this, a white IPA. Very, very good. Got several more. Hope you're still with me. Angela Davis, Soul and Soledad. This is a great photo there of Angela. I didn't know what this was when I bought it. It came in at one of the record shops I use for used records. I really go to 2 record stores, one for new stuff, one for used stuff. Somebody's record collection had just come in. I bought a few other things out of it, and this was one of them. I was aware of Angela Davis. I knew she was a radical, 70s leading figure. I thought this was a soul album though, because I think a band like the MC5 or someone like that named an album Angela Davis or a song Angela Davis. So I assumed that this was some sort of MC5 type stuff. Turns out it's actually an Angela Davis record of her being interviewed. It was okay. I actually have a degree in political science. I went to school for this stuff, so I'm interested in this stuff. But it's definitely not for everybody. It's just sort of her talking. Nice gatefold. It is an original. And I read that on the Wikipedia page that Angela actually, on Flying Dutchman Records, Angela actually sued Flying Dutchman for this. She did not want this released forever. There was some deal with the royalties. This is interesting as a political science person, or if you're into 70s counterculture, 60s, 70s kind of counterculture. She's a major figure. It's cool that it's original. It looks cool. I'm glad to have it. I'm probably not going to play it again. Not really big on sitting around, playing spoken word or interview stuff, but cool to have it. It's $15, which is a good price for this. I looked it up on Discogs. It usually goes for around $20-25. It's in decent shape. Out of that same record collection, I was so excited to see this. This has been on my list for a while, and the guy at the record store was actually cleaning this. It didn't have a price on it, and I went up to him and said, "Is that for sale?" And he said, "Yeah." And I felt bad interrupting his work. He said, "Just give me a second to clean it." And he told me the price at $9, and I couldn't pass on it. I hated being that guy who's like interrupting someone at work. I'm like, "Do I buy that before it's even out?" But I didn't want to let this get away. This is Pharoah Sanders' Black Unity. This is an original on Impulse from 1971. This is just a 2-part song, just entitled Black Unity, and it is a beast of a composition. It is just truly a wonderful piece of music. The old Impulse gatefold there. The cover is beat really pretty badly. I mean, there's a lot of ring wear. The record itself cleaned up very nice, and it plays great. There's no skipping. Sounds really well. Like Sequoia Flame said in his contest, they made records a lot better back then, and it's held up. It's 42 years old, but it still sounds phenomenal. You have the old ABC Impulse label there. I really connected with this music. I've heard it before, but playing on vinyl, I really connected with it. It's just a beautiful, chaotic piece of free jazz. It's really jaw-dropping. I really encourage you to check it out. Just phenomenal, and you know, when I saw it there, I couldn't leave it. So very glad to get that one. So you got about 6 more out of that same guy's collection. I was so glad he came in. Sun Ra. This is entitled Heliocentric World of Sun Ra Volume 1. Played this one time through. I need to listen to it again. I remember I liked it. It was much more experimental than some of the Sun Ra stuff that I previously have. This is not an original. This is actually an Italian repressing on Bass Records. See if I can get it out here. Sort of just a plain Jane reissue there. Again, I remember this being very experimental, a lot of synths, stuff like that. Obviously electric piano. Sun Ra. Another Sun Ra album. This is from the reissue series that they've been doing lately. This is the Magic City Sun Ra with his Solar Orchestra. Saturn Records has been, I believe it's Saturn Records, has been reissuing a lot of Sun Ra stuff. This is a good one. This is a really good one if you're looking for a place to start. These reissues are done really well as far as the remastering. The packaging is a bit lackluster. I mean, the vinyl itself is a fairly decent pressing. I mean, it sounds well. The packaging, again, is pretty sparse. The cases are a bit flimsy and thin. But they're not charging an arm and a leg. I think these things are going for about 14 bucks. I think I paid 15 bucks for this one. So you get what you pay for in something like this. It'd be nice to have a little bit more in terms of packaging. There's no liner notes or anything. But Sun Ra, the Magic City, continuing my Sun Ra collection. I've got 4 left. John Coltrane, Lush Life. This is, of course, a compilation of some takes that Coltrane did. This is out on Prestige Records, which I love that old label that they use there. Sounds great. They actually did a phenomenal job with the remastering. Very, very. It's just so warm. The sax just sounds so warm. Trio, quartet, and quintet. You got Red Garland on the piano, Paul Chambers on bass, then McCoy Tyner. This is very early Coltrane, very My Favorite Things type era stuff, but very, very warm sounding. Great job on the remastering. Was glad to get this. Got this for I think $8 used, so it was in great shape. Another Coltrane reissue, Coltrane Sound. This is a stereo copy reissue on Atlantic. This was in the same collection as Lush Life. This one actually sounds even better than the Prestige. You have the Atlantic label there. Again, early Coltrane. He is going more towards a free jazz style, I think, in this one than as opposed to the Lush Life. Beautiful album. Great sort of transitory Coltrane. Highly recommended. Also got this one for I think $9, something like that. It was under 10, so couldn't leave any Coltrane living there. Got 3 more. The Beatles' second album. This has been shown to death, so I won't spend a lot of time on it. It is a mono copy on Capitol. I want to say it's original. It's in pretty good shape. Yeah, it's definitely a mono. It's in pretty good shape. It sounds, a lot of surface work because it's so old. Great, a lot of people, this is their favorite Beatles album. Really like it. It's the Beatles. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Just saw it there for a good price. Mono copy, had to pick it up. 2 more. Probably maybe my first or second. Definitely top 3 Neil Young albums, On the Beach. This is a original copy on well, I'm not sure if it's original or not. Let's see. I looked at it earlier and I forgot. This is on Reprise Records. Sounds great. Of course, you got David Briggs producing most of this. I love this album of Neil. Any Neil fans out there, I don't think this is original. Any fans of Neil's out there knows sort of this era of Neil Young, Tonight On the Beach, Zuma. That's my favorite era of Neil, with him and David Briggs producing, and Crazy Horse. This is a great one. Highly recommend this one. This was $7 used, and I didn't have it. So, and then the very last thing, this is a reggae album that I took a chance on. I'm glad I did. It's called The Revolutionaries at Channel 1. The Dub Plate Specials. This is a reggae dub album. Apparently in Kingston, Jamaica, there was a studio called Channel 1. This was the house band there. Really good, reggae dub. This is on Jamaican recordings, actually. And nice pressing, sounded great. If you have, a low-end bass system, it sounds even better. Like the blues, as I was saying earlier, I have to be in the mood for reggae. But my reggae collection is pitiful. I don't know what to do when I'm looking at reggae. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I don't know a lot about reggae. It's probably the genre I'm least familiar with. I don't know if something's going to be good or bad. I take a chance on it, and half the time it really sucks. This one was a good one. I definitely need to learn more about it. But those are my picks as of late. Again, comments are very welcome. I've got a contest going on, as I mentioned in the last video, for about 2 more weeks. Been getting some great responses on those, so please participate. Have a phenomenal weekend. I love you all. I'm so glad to be a part of this, so thank you.